Have you ever wondered why some women keep repeating the same mistakes without ever realizing it? Have you seen a woman with so much potential, yet she seems to self-destruct time and again? And more importantly, have you ever worried that maybe you're unknowingly doing the same? Let's keep it real. No woman wants to be the one people secretly call stupid behind her back. But here's the catch. Sometimes we don't even realize when we're acting foolish, and men, oh, they notice, loud and clear. Have you ever met a woman who seems to sabotage her own life again and again, yet never sees it coming? It's frustrating to witness. She has potential, but she keeps walking into the same traps, ignoring red flags, surrounding herself with toxic people, making impulsive choices. And when it all comes crashing down, she plays the victim. But here's the harsh truth. Foolishness isn't about IQ, it's about poor judgment, emotional immaturity, and self-sabotaging behavior. Carl Jung, the renowned psychologist, once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." In other words, if a woman doesn't wake up to her own toxic patterns, she'll keep repeating them. Thinking she's just unlucky, she'll blame men, she'll blame society, she'll blame everything but herself. Yet there are warning signs, clear red flags that separate a wise woman from a foolish one. Today, we're breaking down 6 dangerous signs that hold women back from real success, self-worth, and lasting happiness. Some of these signs may shock you. Some might remind you of someone you know, and some might hit a little too close to home. Let's dive right in. Sign number 1. She never takes accountability. A foolish woman always has an excuse. Toxic relationships, men are trash, failures, the world is against me. Bad choices, someone misled me. She never stops to think, what if I'm the common factor in all my own problems? Instead of reflecting on her decisions and learning, she chooses to play the victim in her own life story. But here's the brutal reality. Life doesn't reward excuses, it rewards responsibility. Carl Jung also said, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. The foolish woman doesn't look inward, she points fingers outward. Imagine 2 women going through the same painful breakup. The first one says, he was toxic but I ignored the signs. Next time, I'll be wiser. She learns, she grows, she becomes stronger. The second one says, men are the problem. I did nothing wrong. She changes nothing, stays bitter, and ends up repeating the same cycle again. Or think of a woman who keeps dating one toxic guy after another. We just talked about the first warning sign there. Foolish woman who never takes responsibility and blames others instead. Now let's look deeper. What happens when she starts blaming all men instead of reflecting on her own judgment? She generalizes, saying men are the problem. But if you ask her, why do you keep choosing the same type of man? She has no answer. Wise women recognize and adjust their behavior. Foolish women repeat the same patterns and blame the world. Carl Jung would say this is a refusal to integrate the shadow self, the part of us that makes poor decisions. Rather than facing it, she projects her problems onto others. Here's the key takeaway. If a woman never owns her choices, she will never have control over her life. You'll spot this easily in someone. They blame others for their problems. They get defensive when offered constructive feedback. They repeat the same mistakes and refuse to grow. A wise woman takes ownership because only then can she create real change. Sign number 2, she seeks validation from everyone. A foolish woman doesn't trust her own judgment. Instead, she constantly relies on others' opinions to feel good about herself. She craves approval, attention, and praise from the outside. Sound familiar? She needs compliments from men who don't even respect her. She needs support from friends who talk behind her back. She even needs strangers on the internet to boost her confidence. Example, she posts a selfie. If it doesn't get enough likes, she deletes it. If a guy ignores her, she double texts, desperate for his attention. She confuses attention with respect and popularity with self-worth. She can't make a decision without asking 10 people. She changes her personality to fit in with different social groups. She chases likes and comments because that's where she thinks her value lies. But here's the issue. The more you rely on others to validate you, the more powerless you become. And here's the hard truth. If you're always waiting for someone else to tell you you're beautiful, smart, or worthy, you're giving away your power. A smart woman validates herself. She doesn't need a man's praise to feel attractive. She doesn't need co-workers' applause to believe in her talent. Her confidence comes from within. A woman who constantly seeks validation is easy to manipulate, easy to control, and easy to break. Now imagine a woman spending hours perfecting her Instagram post. She carefully selects the right filter, poses perfectly, and crafts a caption designed for maximum likes. And when those likes start flooding in, she feels amazing, beautiful, admired, desired. But what happens when? We saw how a foolish woman relies on others to feel worthy. But what happens when the attention suddenly disappears? When the likes stop coming, when the compliments fade, she spirals into self-doubt. She starts asking, why didn't he like my post? Why did she unfollow me? Then she starts comparing herself to other women online, the flawless photos, the picture-perfect lives. And suddenly, she questions her own worth, just because she no longer has proof that she's desirable. Foolish women turn Instagram into a courtroom, letting total strangers judge their value. Meanwhile, smart women are too busy building real lives to care about digital applause. Carl Jung once said, your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. That's exactly what he warned about. Without a strong inner identity, you become dependent on the world to define you, and that makes you weak. Now comes the most dangerous type of foolish woman, the one who can't say no. She changes who she is just to fit in. She dims her light so others won't feel insecure. She avoids disappointing anyone, craving to be liked by everyone. She ends up saying yes to things she doesn't want to do. She agrees to favors that drain her energy. She keeps toxic friendships because she fears being alone. She stays in bad relationships out of fear of rejection. She even betrays her own values just to feel accepted. But the truth is clear. Seeking approval from the wrong people will always leave you empty. You can't fill a cup with no bottom. A woman who lives for approval will always be a prisoner of other people's expectations. She'll never feel free. She'll never be truly happy. She'll never know who she really is, because every decision she makes is about pleasing others, not honoring herself. But a wise woman is different. She validates herself. She doesn't need compliments to feel worthy. She doesn't chase after people who treat her like an option. She doesn't need the world to tell her she's enough, because she already knows. She doesn't beg to be accepted. She accepts herself. And in the end, if you don't believe in yourself, why should anyone else? Sign number 3, she can't control her emotions. This one is especially tricky because it often hides behind the mask of being passionate or just being real. But the truth is, a foolish woman lets her emotions hijack her brain. She makes impulsive decisions based on how she feels in the moment, not what's actually best for her. And in the end, she's the one left picking up the shattered pieces of her own choices. We saw how a woman ruled by emotions can make impulsive decisions that destroy her peace. Now let's dive deeper into the damage caused when emotions are left unchecked. When emotions take the wheel, even the smallest inconvenience becomes a catastrophe. She explodes in anger over minor issues. She makes snap decisions based on fleeting feelings. She blames others for triggering her instead of learning to manage her own reactions. Let's be clear. Having emotions is not the problem. We all have them. But when emotions control every decision you make, they become a liability. There's a powerful verse in Proverbs 29:11. A fool vents all their feelings, but a wise person holds them back. Picture a woman who lashes out constantly at her partner, her friends, even strangers. She takes everything personally. If someone disagrees with her, she feels attacked. If things don't go her way, she melts down. One moment she's laughing, the next she's crying, then screaming in rage. This kind of emotional instability drives people away. Friends stop calling. Relationships fall apart. Even co-workers keep their distance because she's unpredictable. Eventually, she ends up isolated, not because others walked away, but because she never learned how to manage emotions like an adult. Carl Jung once said, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves." A foolish woman sees insults everywhere. A wise woman pauses, reflects, and controls her response. So what does emotional immaturity actually look like? Impulsive reactions. One bad text and she blows up his phone with paragraphs. Her boyfriend glances at another woman, she causes a scene. Emotionally intelligent women know that reacting in anger or panic rarely helps. It just makes you look unstable and out of control. Self-sabotage. She's upset, so she quits her job. She's lonely, so she goes back to a toxic ex. She's insecure, so she starts drama. A foolish woman lets temporary emotions create permanent consequences. A smart woman takes a breath and asks, "Will this help or hurt me long term?" Victim mindset. Instead of owning her part, she cries, "You made me do this." But no one makes you scream, cheat, or act recklessly. That's your choice. Emotional maturity means owning your reactions, not blaming others for your outbursts. Love over logic. She stays with a cheating man because the heart wants what it wants. She ignores red flags because it feels right. Here's the truth. Feelings lie. A wise woman uses logic as a compass, not just emotion. Sign number 5. She uses emotions to manipulate others. She guilt trips people into giving her what she wants. She plays the victim even when she's the problem. She expects others to read her moods and act accordingly. We saw how emotional manipulation can disguise itself as love. But it's not just what's said, it's how it's said. Some women avoid honest communication and choose to guilt trip instead. Instead of saying, "I feel hurt when you do this," she says, "If you really loved me, you would just know what I need." Why is this such a big problem? Men lose respect for women who can't control their emotions. Bosses overlook her for promotions. Friends walk on eggshells around her. Emotional chaos repels success, peace, and healthy relationships. A wise woman feels her emotions, anger, sadness, frustration, but she doesn't let them rule her behavior. She takes a deep breath before reacting. She pauses before responding. She chooses logic over emotional outbursts, because at the end of the day, no one respects a woman who can't even control herself. Sign number 4. She prioritizes drama over peace. A foolish woman thrives on chaos. If she's always in some mess, arguing with friends, fighting with her partner over trivial things, or creating conflict out of thin air, she's not passionate, she's exhausting. Smart women know when to speak up and when to simply walk away. Let's break it down, starting. Fights over nothing. Her man takes 10 minutes to text back. He must be cheating. Her friend didn't like her post. She's jealous instead of asking questions. She assumes the worst and attacks first. She loves stirring drama. She gossips. She involves herself in everyone's business. She spreads rumors or laughs at others' failures. But wise women know gossip is a cheap thrill, and it always backfires. She can't let go. Even when an argument is over, she brings it up again, just to fuel the tension. A smart woman addresses the issue, solves it, and moves on. A foolish woman clings to resentment like a trophy. She confuses drama with passion. She thinks loud fights, jealousy, and toxic cycles mean it's love. Bad news, that's not love, it's dysfunction. Real passion doesn't need chaos. True love is built on trust and peace, not emotional roller coasters. Her life is always in crisis. Every week it's something new. Family fights, work issues, relationship drama. It's not bad luck, it's her. Foolish women attract chaos because they feed off it. Smart women protect their peace, always. Why does this matter? Because men avoid drama-heavy women. They're emotionally draining, and so do friends, colleagues, even family. We saw how drama-loving women drain those around them. But here comes another toxic trait. A foolish woman who sees other women as rivals instead of inspiration. Sign number 5. She competes with other women instead of improving herself. A foolish woman doesn't focus on leveling up. She focuses on tearing others down so she can feel superior. She gossips, spreads rumors, and backstabs other women. She gets jealous when another woman succeeds. She doesn't work on herself. She works on beating others in a race that only exists in her mind. She competes for male attention instead of building inner value. She silently enjoys others' failures because they make her feel less inadequate. At first, she may pretend to be supportive, but deep down, she feels threatened when another woman rises. You've seen this before. A woman gets promoted. The foolish one whispers, "She probably slept with the boss." Another woman works hard at the gym. She rolls her eyes and says, "So fake, always showing off." Someone posts about their success. She comments, "Ugh, she's so full of herself." But here's the truth. She's not angry at them. She's angry at herself. Carl Jung once said, "People project their insecurities onto others." So, when a woman constantly criticizes successful women, it's because deep down, she feels inadequate. Their success reminds her of her own lack of discipline, effort, or self-confidence. And here's the real danger. While she's busy gossiping, judging, and being bitter, other women are growing, building, and winning. While she tears others down, a wise woman lifts others up. While she's stuck in jealousy, a smart woman is learning from those ahead. While she competes with others, a strong woman competes with herself. Carl Jung said it well. What you resist not only persists, it grows stronger. The more a foolish woman resents another woman's success, the more miserable she becomes, because deep down she knows she's not putting in the work to better her own life. A foolish woman sees successful women as threats. A wise woman sees them as blueprints for success. So, the real question is, which one are you? Sign number 6. She prioritizes looks over character. A foolish woman spends all her time trying to look good instead of working to be good. We explored how wise women rise while others fall into envy. But now, let's talk about a danger many overlook. Women who trade depth for appearance. Sign number 6. She prioritizes looks over character. A foolish woman chases external validation, but neglects internal growth. She focuses on being desirable, not valuable. She invests in her appearance, but ignores skills, wisdom, and self-development. Now let's be clear, there's nothing wrong with wanting to look good. Self-care and presentation matter. But when a woman builds her entire identity around beauty, she's preparing for a painful crash. Imagine two women, the first spends hours every day perfecting her look. She keeps up with every beauty trend, buys designer brands, and floods her Instagram with flawless selfies. But in conversation, there's no depth, no opinions, no passions, only a never-ending hunger for attention. The second also takes care of herself, but invests equally in her mind. She reads, builds new skills, and walks with quiet confidence. She's not just beautiful, she's interesting, smart, and self-assured. Fast forward 10 or 20 years, the first woman starts to panic. Her beauty fades. Younger women begin to get the attention she once received. Suddenly, she feels invisible. She realizes she built nothing lasting, no wisdom, no confidence, no true self-worth. The second woman, however, thrives. Why? Because she built something internal, something time cannot touch. Carl Jung once said, "We cannot change anything until we accept it." Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. True transformation begins when we look inward, not just at the surface. A woman who only focuses on looks lives in constant fear, fear of aging, fear of competition, fear of rejection. But a woman who builds character, intelligence, and strength commands respect, no matter her age. Key takeaways: beauty fades, but wisdom, confidence, and self-respect endure. A wise woman invests in her purpose, her mind, and her personal growth. A foolish woman confuses attention with worth. But real worth comes from who you are, not just how you look. Now let's move. On to something even more important and dangerous, the one behavior that keeps a foolish woman stuck in toxic cycles. This one habit causes her too. Choose the wrong men. Stay surrounded by fake friends. Blame everyone but herself. Can you guess what it is? We uncovered the risk of building identity only on beauty and how it eventually collapses. But there's something even more dangerous. A woman who refuses to reflect on her own choices. Sign number 7. She doesn't learn from her mistakes. A foolish woman does not self-reflect. She repeats the same behaviors but somehow expects different results. She dates the same type of toxic men, then calls it bad luck. She ignores red flags in friendships and acts surprised. When betrayal happens, she makes impulsive decisions and blames everyone else for the mess. Carl Jung put it perfectly. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. In other words, the things that keep hurting you are trying to teach you something. A wise woman listens to the lesson. A foolish woman ignores it and ends up suffering the same pain over and over again. Picture a woman who constantly complains about her relationships. Men are trash. Why do I always attract liars and cheaters? I give everything and they always hurt me. But the real question is, what choices is she making? Because if the same thing keeps happening, it's not just bad luck, it's a pattern. A wise woman pauses and asks, why do I keep letting toxic people in? What red flags did I ignore? What do I need to change to break this cycle? A foolish woman, on the other hand, she refuses to look inward. She convinces herself that life is unfair, when in truth, she holds the power to change everything. Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. A woman who refuses to self-reflect will keep making the same mistakes for years, even decades. She will blame fate, society, or men without realizing that the one common factor is herself. Now that we've broken down the traits of a foolish woman, the real question is, how do you rise above them? How do you become a woman who commands respect, attracts the right people and lives life on her own terms? Here's the truth: wisdom isn't something you're born with, it's something you develop through self-awareness, discipline, and decisive action. Because the truth is, we've all fallen into some of these traps. The key isn't perfection, it's growth. And the power to grow is already within you if you truly want to escape toxic cycles and step into your strength. Here's where to start. Step 1. Stop seeking external validation. A foolish woman depends on others for her worth. She craves approval, applause, and praise. But a wise woman, she validates herself. We talked about letting go of the need for outside validation. Now, let's keep building your path to becoming a truly wise and powerful woman. Step 1. Stop seeking external validation. A wise woman doesn't need likes, attention, or praise to feel worthy. She knows her value isn't determined by who desires her, but by who she is. She sets her own standards and never lowers them to please others. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." That begins when you stop shaping yourself for approval and start shaping yourself for your own growth. Step 2. Learn from your past and break the pattern. If you keep making the same mistakes, it's time to face the truth. Look at your relationships. What patterns are repeating? Look at your habits. What actions are keeping you stuck? Look at your beliefs. What mindsets are holding you back? A wise woman doesn't ignore these things. She confronts them. She learns, grows, and changes consciously. Your past doesn't define you, but refusing to learn from it might. Step 3. Build your mind. Not just your looks. Your beauty will fade, but your intelligence, confidence, and wisdom will last forever. So invest in yourself. Read. Learn. Sharpen your skills. Think critically. Build something of value, whether it's your career, your knowledge, or your personal growth. A powerful woman is respected not for her looks, but for who she is. Step 4. Cut out toxicity and set boundaries. Stop giving energy to people who drain you. Stop tolerating disrespect just to avoid conflict. Stop entertaining low-value relationships. A wise woman protects her peace. She doesn't explain herself to people who refuse to understand. She doesn't beg for love, attention, or approval. She chooses quality over quantity in friends, relationships, and energy. Step 5. Develop self-respect and stand your ground. The most powerful thing a woman can do: respect herself, speak with confidence, walk with purpose, stay true to your values. Don't let fear, loneliness, or pressure make you lower your standards. Because when you respect yourself first, the world follows your lead. Becoming a wise and powerful woman isn't about being perfect. It's about awareness and action. Stop chasing approval. Stop repeating toxic cycles. Stop living for others. Instead, invest in your mind. Set clear boundaries. Radiate confidence and self-respect. Because in the end, you decide what kind of woman you'll be. So here's the question you need to answer now. Will you keep making excuses or start making real change? The choice is yours. If you've made it this far, it means you're no longer interested in living the same life. You're ready to grow, not to become perfect, but to become the strongest, most grounded, most authentic version of yourself. Remember, you are not defined by your past. You are not trapped by your mistakes. You don't need anyone's permission to begin again. Every day is a fresh chance to choose differently. And if today is the day you choose to break the old patterns, lift your chin and say, "I deserve better," then congratulations, you're already on the right path. Don't wait for someone to save you. Be the woman who saves herself. Set the boundaries. Love yourself with action, not just intention. And most of all, believe you are strong enough to change your life. If this video spoke to your soul, leave a comment, share it, or tag a woman you know who needs this message. And if you're ready to keep growing, don't forget to subscribe, because this is only the beginning. See you in the next video. Stay powerful, stay principled, and never apologize for being a woman of worth.